Hello Manchester fans, welcome to a breaking updates video with interesting news today. Hope you'll enjoy the full video. New Man United boss Amorim vetoes planned Ten Hag transfer as he upsets Euro giants. Before continuing this video, click the like button and subscribe to the channel to stay updated with the latest news from Manchester United. New Man United boss Ruben Amorim has vetoed the planned signing of Barcelona midfielder Frenkie de Jong, according to reports. The Red Devils sacked Erik ten Hag last Monday after Man United made a terrible start to the new campaign with 3 wins from their first 10 matches in the Premier League. Man United moved quickly to appoint Sporting Lisbon boss Ruben Amorim, who had been linked with a number of other Premier League clubs, with the Portuguese coach joining on November 11th. Ten Hag was known for buying a number of players who had played under him at Ajax, with Andre Onana, Matthijs de Ligt, Lisandro Martinez, Antony and Noussair Mazraoui all signing. Netherlands internationals Joshua Zirkzee and Terrell Malaysia were also signed by Ten Hag, and there were rumours throughout his tenure that he wanted to sign another compatriot in the form of Barcelona midfielder de Jong. However, a move for de Jong never materialised because the Dutchman made it clear that he wanted to remain at the Camp Nou, with Man United struggling to attract the top players to Old Trafford. And now reports in Spain claim that Ten Hag had lined up a deal for de Jong over the next couple of transfer windows, but that the appointment of Amorim has brought with it an unexpected change of plans in the transfer market. Amorim has already made it clear that he does not consider the Dutch international in his project, and the decision upsets the plans of Barca, who saw United as one of the main candidates to secure de Jong's services next summer and obtain a significant financial injection. It is understood that the new Man United boss still wants a midfielder, but that he is betting on a different type of player for the midfield, and Frenkie does not fit into his style of play. A transfer to Man United was seen as a clear and almost closed route, as Ten Hag had insisted on several occasions on the importance of having de Jong at Old Trafford. Man United will look to strengthen in other positions and with another midfield profile, and Amorim has in mind a more physical and vertical style of play. Current Man United interim boss Ruud van Nistelrooy has given his thoughts on the Amorim appointment. He said, "I look forward to getting to know him better. He has done well over a longer spell in Portugal. We wait to meet him soon." The Red Devils decided to sack Erik ten Hag on Monday before acting quickly to bring in his successor in the form of Sporting Lisbon head coach Amorim. Man United have made a terrible start to the Premier League season, with the Red Devils sitting in 13th position ahead of their 1-1 draw against Chelsea on Sunday. Amorim will inherit a side who have won just 3 of their 10 matches in the Premier League this season, with only newly promoted Southampton and Crystal Palace scoring fewer goals than him this season. Rashford, who scored 30 goals in 56 matches in Ten Hag's first season at Old Trafford, has been on a barren run ever since, registering just 8 goals in his last 43 Premier League matches for Man United. Last month, Algemeen Dagblad journalist Geert Langendorf branded Rashford a rotten apple after his disappointing start to the campaign under Ten Hag. Langendorf said on the AD Voteball podcast, "He is one of the rotten apples." Rashford had problems off the pitch last year. He didn't quite colour within the lines. And anyone who saw him on Sunday against Aston Villa, he was ostentatiously applying for a red card. Fortunately, Ten Hag was able to intervene just in time and get him off. Mourinho never mentioned names, but he did say there were 1 or 2 more rotten apples who made the job impossible for him. Anthony Martial was one of them, who has since left. The fact that Mourinho said there is 1 more sitting there, that can only be one, and that is Rashford. And now, ahead of Amorim's arrival at the club on November 11th, Football Insider claimed that Man United are now plotting Rashford's sale in the January transfer window. It is understood that Man United are considering selling Rashford amid concerns about his recent performances, and Amorim will assess the winger's level before making a decision, but he will need to see a significant improvement for the player to stay. Former Coventry City star Viktor Gyokeres addresses speculation linking him with Man United move. Coventry City Old Boy news from Coventry Live, as former Sky Blues star striker Viktor Gyokeres addresses speculation about him following Ruben Amorim to Manchester United. Viktor Gyokeres has addressed the prospect of him joining Sporting Lisbon boss Ruben Amorim at Manchester United. Incoming United manager Amorim is reportedly planning to take 3 players from the Portuguese champions with him to Old Trafford next summer, as the coach prepares to take over from Erik ten Hag. And one of those players, not surprisingly, is former Coventry City star Gyokeres, with any such move providing a significant financial boost for the Sky Blues, who have a 10% sell-on clause on the deal that has already risen to £20 million for the Championship club due to the striker hitting his add-on targets in his first season away from the CBS Arena. Gyokeres is understood to have an £84 million release clause at Sporting, which means City would receive 10% of the difference between the £20 million they've earned so far and the figure he's sold for. Therefore, if he goes for his release clause figure, Coventry would get around £6.4 million. Amorim is set to take over on November 11 after United agreed a compensation package with Sporting of around £10 million, and there are fears from the club he could take some of their star men. The 39-year-old boss has already assured Sporting he would not raid them in the January transfer window, but, according to The Sun, a trio of his former players could be joining him at the end of the season. The report claims Amorim could sanction a £175 million spree on defender Goncalo Inacio, valued at £50 million, midfielder Morten Hjulmand, rated at £40 million, and Gyokeres, worth around £84 million. The Swede was one of the most prolific forwards in the world last season as he netted 43 times in 50 appearances. This season he has 16 in 15 games. Amorim, whose first game will be at Ipswich Town on November 24, has already been quizzed on the prospect of bringing Gyokeres to United but dismissed the reports, vowing not to return to the club for signings in January. "I'm not going to get any players from Sporting in January," he conceded. Gyokeres costs €100 million, £84 million, and it's very difficult. The player himself has also addressed the speculation and refused to fully shut down the stories, although he insisted he was happy at the club. He said, "Going with Amorim to Manchester United. I don't know, I'm here. I really like being here, it's not something I think about. I'm enjoying it here. I'm sad about him leaving. We wish him all the best." Ruben Amorim may be on his way to Manchester United, but Sporting striker Viktor Gyokeres reportedly has no interest in joining his manager at Old Trafford. Elsewhere, Arsenal would like to sign West Ham forward Mohamed Kudus if Leandro Trossard decides to leave the club, and the Hammers are looking at Botafogo striker Igor Jesus, with Lucas Paqueta potentially heading in the opposite direction. Viktor Gyokeres has no interest in following Sporting CP manager Ruben Amorim to Manchester United, according to a report in The Sun. The Sweden international has been linked with a move to United for some time, and speculation has only intensified since Amorim's appointment at Old Trafford was confirmed. Viktor Gyokeres does not want to follow Ruben Amorim to Manchester United, according to reports, notes The Sun. According to Portuguese outlet Record, Gyokeres is not keen on the idea. They claim that he has turned his nose up at the prospect of joining Man United. It's then added that Gyokeres believes that Amorim's presence would be the only positive aspect of moving to Old Trafford. Sporting Lisbon striker Viktor Gyokeres has distanced himself from speculation suggesting he has already agreed to follow Ruben Amorim to Manchester United, although the possibility of a move elsewhere in the Premier League remains a distinct possibility. The Red Devils confirmed the appointment of Amorim on Friday, having agreed to pay £9.2 million, €11 million, $11.9 million, above and beyond his exit clause with Sporting Lisbon, to install him as their new manager from Monday, November 11. With Manchester United having found themselves way off the pace under Erik ten Hag, ambitious minority shareholder Sir Jim Ratcliffe will hope the only way is up now for his expensively assembled side. Amorim's first game in charge will come on Sunday, November 24 away to Ipswich, while his first match at Old Trafford arrives 4 days later against Bodo Glimt in the Europa League. Expected to launch a formation change at Old Trafford, questions have already been raised over whether United have the personnel to pull off Amorim's preferred 3-4-3 formation. One man key to his success in recent times at Sporting is Swedish striker Gyokeres, who has blasted in an incredible 63 goals in 66 appearances for the reigning Primeira Liga champions since his move last summer from Coventry. And following claims in Portugal that the striker could agree to follow his manager to Old Trafford in a £70 million deal, the 24 times capped Sweden striker has opened up on the speculation, stating his happiness with life in the Portuguese capital. Going with Amorim to Manchester United. I don't know, Gyokeres replied when asked about the possibility of joining Amorim following his 4-goal display against Estrela on Friday night. I'm here. As you can see, I enjoy it at Sporting. It's nothing I really think about. I'm sad about him, Amorim, leaving. We wish him all the best. Gyokeres unhappy at Amorim exit as new Man United boss makes transfer vow. Multiple reports have recently suggested Gyokeres is angry at Amorim's decision to quit Sporting just over 3 months into the season, having rejected the opportunity to leave himself over the summer. As a result, it has been speculated that the striker could follow his manager to Old Trafford, with Tim Sherwood suggesting he can 100% see the move happening, and with a number of other leading pundits, including Rio Ferdinand, also calling for United to bring in the powerful Swede. And while Gyokeres has denied suggestions he will follow Amorim to Old Trafford, the player's agent Hassan Satinkaya, speaking earlier this year to Rebola, admitted the prolific striker would find it difficult to stay with Sporting were Amorim ever to move on. Yes, it will be more difficult for Viktor to stay if Ruben Amorim leaves Sporting, Satinkaya said. Viktor to Sporting came precisely because of Ruben. The day we met, I said to Ruben, here's my boy, he came to Sporting because of you. Of course, it's an honor for any player to be able to play in the Champions League. Viktor is no exception in that respect, but there are other important things and Ruben Amorim is one of them. If he leaves, it will be more difficult for Viktor to continue. Amorim himself has opened up on his move to Old Trafford, conceding that Sir Jim Ratcliffe handed him an ultimatum over the move and effectively leaving him with no choice. While the 39-year-old has vowed not to sign any Sporting player in the January window, future raids on the Estadio José Alvalade cannot be ruled out. Thanks for watching. See you next time.